Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Ameerah Niqab sewing tutorial. This niqab has elastic by the side that attach the niqab to the band, and the band is a little bit hard because it has visible interfacing in it. To sew this niqab, we'll be using my Ameerah Niqab sewing pattern. So to follow along, get yours with the link in the description box. Here are the material you'll be needing to sew the niqab. Please refer to the instructional booklet that comes with your pattern to print and assemble the pattern perfectly. And of course, all the steps for the whole sewing process of this niqab are in there. I'm using a very soft, lightweight, breathable chiffon, and here are the cutout pattern pieces. One, we have the niqab body, the band extension, and the visible interfacing for the band. Now let's get sewing. First, you mark the wrong side of the fabric and transfer all markings onto the fabric. So next, we are going to fold in all seam allowance and press for the band extension, and the niqab body. Seam allowance of ½ inch is already added to the pattern. So I'm going to mark that ½ inch and then fold for the band extension, and the niqab body. So this is what I have here after pressing the band extension and the niqab body. Next, I'm going to measure out 6 inches for my elastic. Remember, the elastic should not be more than 1 centimeter wide. So I'm going to measure 6 inches and then cut that 6 inches into 4. Put each elastic at the mark placement on the niqab body. So the elastic will be going in between the niqab at the seam allowance, and then use base stitch to hold this elastic before sewing around the niqab body. So you put it in, then use base stitch. Base stitch is a temporary stitch that is used to hold layers of fabric, and this can be done using hand sewing or machine at the largest length. Here I'm using the hand sewing method to hold the elastic in between the niqab body. Now we go over to the sewing machine to sew the niqab body round. Next is to iron the visible interfacing to the band. Ensure you iron the adhesive side of the interfacing, which is a little bit shining, to the band. Once we have done pressing the interfacing, the next is to place the other end of the elastic and the band extension at their marked placement. So we are going to put the band extension in between the band by the side. Remember, one end was closed, and so the other end we're going to put it in the band. To ensure that the elastic are placed well in the band, I would advise you mark the midpoint of both the band and the niqab body. Ensure both centers are well aligned. Then put the other end of the elastic into the band, leaving about 1 centimeter out. So 1 centimeter of the elastic will be outside, while the other remaining end will go into the band. Use base stitch to secure the elastic into the band. Once that is done, cross check if the elastic outside is still 1 centimeter. So that is what I'm doing here. Once that is done, go over to sewing machine and then sew. After sewing, top stitch the band all around with about 1 centimeter distance from the previous stitch. Here I'm trying to confirm the length of the elastic, which is 1 centimeter. Remove all base thread and press with iron. Once that is done, we are done making our niqab. This is how it looks like. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn how to sew other modest wear such as abaya, jilbab, kimar, niqab without going through the stress of drafting, Use the link in the description box to check other patterns available. Ensure you subscribe to get more content like this. Jazakumullah khairan.